Again, I'm going to try to reply to one of the questions that I received from one of my students, but actually there were two, so I'm going to try to merge them together because the questions somehow felt similar. I think Wes is asking how can I integrate the benefits of the Nei Gong practice in my daily life, because I want to help more the people around me, I want to function better, I don't want to have conflicts, mental, emotional conflicts. That was the question from Wes. I think Volkan added something related to integration with the family, interpretation of reality, and all of that. And I think all this problem comes because we have a mind thinking too much. Because if we wouldn't have that, I think things would be just more simple. We will just live, we will not try to change things in any direction. Nevertheless, I do understand where the questions come from, and I want to give a reply on that because I feel that it is worth to reply. So let me see if I can put maybe this stand somewhere firm. Sorry about the shaking. Let's see, maybe here. Okay, sorry about the technical setup. So let's go into the first part of the question. How do I integrate all of this in my daily life? I have mental conflict, emotional conflicts, and how this Nei Gong routine integrates in my daily life, and how it can improve it. If we don't function well on our own, everything that we do in life seems to be more complicated, with more conflict, more friction, more difficulties. It's like a monkey mind, let's say, analogy that we all know what it is. A monkey mind analogy in the Buddhist tradition. It's a monkey that is jumping from one tree to the other, that is moving for no reason. That's the reason why they call it monkey mind, unnecessary movement. In the same way, our mind moves like that. If we really observe it throughout the day, we can pretty realize that we are insane, that our mind is quite insane. It's quite a bit shocking, let's say, discovery, but if you just observe your mind without getting tangled with it, you can see your mind goes all over the place, and even the way we make decisions, they are not really thought and felt carefully. They are more based on fear, a quick reaction on things. So it's very easy to understand how, if we don't function well as human beings, everything around us seems to be more complicated. So what does it mean? That when we start to practice Nei Gong or any kind of good system that can bring order in ourselves, everything starts to be, life seems to be with no problems. No, the problems will be there. We will not be a big problem in it. I mean, we will not add on it, which means that we will have more clarity and stability to see things through and to act in a more effective way. To go practically about this, probably Wes listening to this is wondering, how does that thing happen? How do I bring order in myself? Well, the first thing we have to do is to see the disorder. It's like if we want to put order in a room, first we have to see all the chaos that it is in there. And then little by little we start to put things in the right place, we throw things away that we don't need, so we start to bring order in our life. So the first step, that's why it's a courageous work, the work that we are doing. It's unpaid, it doesn't bring any money. Of course it's going to help you to express your potential more, so you are going to have more from life for sure. But it's a silent work. So the first thing is to see our disorder. Physical disorder, that the body is stiff, is not flexible, is full of pain. We are not aware of it, we don't even know how to use it properly. That's a shock. In the beginning it's a shock. And how do we fix that? Well, by embracing the discomfort of doing something every day with discipline. And discipline has never been part of my life before I started to practice Nei Gong. But I realized how strong and how great its impact was in my life. Because by working diligently every day, we can bring order in our body, can become looser, we can become more aware of it, we can learn how to use it more in a more efficient way. And by doing so also we get to know our mind a bit more, we can go deeper into it, realizing that there is a quiet space that the practice invites naturally, that actually is more pleasant than the chaotic and schizophrenic state that we live throughout the day, following the thinking and acting like a monkey mind all the time. So there is one problem though, that we all want a quick fix, that we're not patient. And sometimes I even see this in some of my students, that they want a quick result. If they don't have the quick result, there is frustration or even doubt. And I do understand that. So a wiser approach to that, this is not, I'm not criticizing anybody here, I'm just giving you a tip for what I can, my point of view. The work in that case is to see how the frustration, that you have frustration inside yourself, that you're not patient, and that is the work. So some people might decide to quit, some people might decide to give up, some people might skip their daily routine. And this is a failure. Of course, it's a choice. We all have choices and there is no problem. Anybody is free to do what they feel it's more appropriate for them. But if we become a little wiser, those are opportunities. Because we can see how we lack patience, how we have frustrating emotion, and how them govern our life. So the work of a practitioner, of an energetic practitioner, is not only just to grow the energy level, it's to know oneself. And if you want to grow the energy level and steer it, in my opinion, in the right direction, in aligning with, I want to say higher principle because it sounds very dogmatic, but higher intelligence in life, let me use this, we have to see all these aspects. And we have to work with them. We have to acknowledge that they exist in ourselves. And then it is the daily commitment to do something little about it every day, which could just be showing up and doing the practice diligently, rather than complaining and sitting on a sofa and being afflicted by bad emotions. And it is about time. Also, because this thing has been rooted in ourselves for God knows how long. And we expect those things to go away one day. No, they will stay. And we will become stronger little by committing to the right thing. I will say in a second what I mean by right thing. Maybe I'll make even a video about this later on. But at some point in our life, they will come up again with less strength. So we learn to transcend those, let's call it bad aspect of ourselves. But they will be there all the time, ready to come back, just with less power because we become more rooted in our inner strength, let's put it like this. So the way to remove conflict and to try to be helpful around other people is not trying to be helpful. It's trying to function well without the pretentious idea of functioning well. Just becoming natural. And a way to understand that we are really improving in our personal growth journey is to measure the quality of our mind on a daily basis. Not when we have mystical experiences or anything bad happening. In general, how it is. The quality of our mind, the quality of our emotions, the quality of our body, how it is. Is it stiff, is it loose, I'm aware of it, I'm not aware of it, outside the practice. So this is a simple way. So we don't care about helping the world or helping anything, we just do that somehow naturally because we are functioning a little better because we are doing work, silent work in ourselves. So that will be a natural consequence. Because if I try to help others and I am not balanced, I will make more harm than good. And who am I to believe that I am right to help others? If I am natural, maybe my actions somehow they could be more precise and they can solve problems or bring clarity where there's no clarity in that moment, and I don't even take recognition for that. You know, I don't feel that I am arrived anywhere, for God's sake. So, and going back to what Volkan was saying, then I want to clarify one point before I end the video. How to integrate this in our daily life? We have families and things like this. It's commitment. And we discussed this briefly with my students the other day. It's by waking up earlier in the morning, maybe if you have daily commitments of family, 30 minutes before going to bed earlier and watch your next Netflix episode and doing the work silently. That's the only way. Discipline and habits, good habits. And interpretation of reality, as always replying to the question made in the Discord group. Interpretation of reality exists because we are seeing it through the mind. We are not living it. If we live it, we don't know. We just live it. If we want to understand it through the mind, we have so many interpretations, so many things we can investigate out there, so many ways we can get lost into details and things that we cannot even prove, because I don't think we can even ultimately know something. We can feel the flow of life, and I think that's it. So this is how I wanted to finish this video, and I want to just clarify one point that I mentioned before about positive behavior. Positive behavior means, I don't know if it was positive behavior actually, but positive action, I think. It's selfless. And selfless, it means natural. Somehow connected to the question that about how to help others. We don't need to worry about that. We don't need to do world function even if we're not here. Sometimes even better. So, of course, a positive has some beauty attached on it, some care attached on it, some selfless interest on it. But let's not use big words and be practical. Let's just fix ourselves and not pay too much attention around, and everything will function better.